see, the first thing is it is a remote proctored examination, and this remote proctored examination is conducted by the masters in conducting such examination, the agency. We have almost completed 35 to 40,000 of such exams in the past 1 year for several semester examinations and other exams. So we have an expert team who are well versed with the technical requirements. So what we did was we conducted a series of webinars for the students to make sure that they are installing the right software, they are testing the software beforehand, and in any case of technical glitch, suppose if a student is facing some issue, we give them a contact number where a team of the people will be ready to attend at any cost. And let us assume that they were not able to attend the examination at all. So we have another option called as retest, and we know who all logged in, who all were able to submit the answers successfully, so that we have the list of students. And of course, students are really smart. Again, in this digital world, they will try all sort of malpractices to get into Amrita. That also is there. So what happens is the system is AI based, artificial intelligence based, where the camera itself will capture the video, and it will be totally under surveillance, and the system automatically generates warning given to the candidate, and there is a human proctor behind the scene. So a proctor will be there for at least 20 students sitting and watching what the students are doing, and only after the human proctor decides, we will declare that okay, you have done the malpractice. But sometimes there are some genuine cases where there may be some sound coming up from the background, the environment may not be that conducive. In that case, we have an option for the students to submit the grievance, which means that they can say that I have not committed in malpractice. In those cases, we will do case-to-case investigation, and if we feel that it is a genuine case, we will just relax the thing, and their marks will be released. In fact, we already completed 3 phases, and the final phase is for those who are not able to attempt in any of these 3 phases, or those who fell under the category of malpractice. So those category of students are given one more chance. In fact, the new applicants plus the absentees are given one more chance to attempt for AEEE, so that they can secure a seat in Amrita. So the centralized seat allocation process, it happens like this. There are 3 categories of students, in fact. One is AEEE only, second is JEE only, and third is AEEE plus JEE. A majority of the candidates are with both these ranks. So what happens is, we will have 2 rank lists. One is for AEEE and other is for JEE. And the seats are also allocated in such a way that AEEE candidate goes to AEEE quota, JEE candidate goes to JEE quota, which means in one batch of a class, there are 2 separate divisions. So this many seats are allocated for AEEE, and this many seats are allocated for JEE. And what happens? The system will always try to allot the topmost academic preference given by the candidate. And whichever quota is available for that preference, it will allot based on that. If there is no seat available in both these quota, it will go to the second preference. So the key intention here is to make sure that his best academic preference is allotted with either of these ranks. But we are starting this seat allocation process by maybe by 8th of August. See, August 3rd, we will have the phase 4 or final phase. We call it as final phase because there are no more phases. So once the exam is over, we will release the AEEE ranks on 8th of August. So after 8th of August, or on the same day itself, we start the registration process for the counseling. And we are expecting to release the first allotment maybe by 18th of August. So we will not be waiting for the JEE candidates to complete their final session. And whatever available score, whatever is the best available score for them, they can submit. And in case, suppose if a student after joining Amrita through AAA rank is having a better JEE score, and let us say that he has a chance of getting a higher branch, higher option in the list which he has submitted during the counseling, we will certainly consider. So with regard to the examinations, as usual, all the students had faced the challenges of getting connectivity, first thing, then the power issues. So what happens is, if a student is logging in and he is not able to complete the examination, we know that the system knows that the candidate was unable to complete the exam successfully. So we will list out such students and we will give them retest. It is quite natural that anybody can face issues. What we do is, the last slot in each phase is dedicated for those who are not able to log in. So accordingly, let us assume that there are 3 slots on August 3rd, and the third slot will be only for those who are unable to complete the exam. Okay, see, the first is phase 4 or final phase. The final phase of examination will be held on 3rd of August, and the last date to apply is till end of July, that is 31st of July. So after that, first and second, we will do the reconciliation and we will have the examination on 3rd. On the same day, we will have the retest for those who were not able to log in, and we will release the results on the 8th of August. On the 8th of August itself, we will start the centralized seat allotment process. And the final date of fee payment extra will be in the end of August or beginning of September, mostly in September first week. So we can expect the allotment to get done by 18th or 20th of August, the first allotment.